everybody. I'm Iovanna Chase. I am the Finding Me Mommy. How are you this morning? It is morning where I am. I am downstairs. I am not currently in my office. The kids are in school, so yay. I get to be downstairs today. Well, today I want to talk about why I became a health coach in the first place. I want to show you and tell you about my journey, about who I serve, and what I offer. If that's okay with you, I will begin. So, as you know, I am a military spouse, and so when my husband was almost done with his contract, there was a point where we had to figure out whether we wanted to stay in and, sign another contract, or if we wanted to get out and continue living civilian life. Well, there was a lot of back and forth, as many military spouses know. This is a very uncertain time, and it's a very anxious time. It is a time where we don't know our future. We really don't have that certain, yes, this is going to happen, and no, that's not going to happen. We don't know. However, we do know that if we do re-enlist, there's an opportunity for a bonus, if there are bills to be paid, yada, yada, yada. So that's what we ended up doing. We ended up re-enlisting for another 4 years. And so I told myself I will devote myself to school. And so at the time I was a behavioral therapist for kids with autism. I absolutely adored being a behavioral therapist. I still do. However, it's not what I do anymore, because I went through graduate school, one class. I went through one class of graduate school, ended up having so much stress, not only attending graduate school part-time, I was also working part-time, driving all over the place, trying to get to my clients' houses and stuff. I was time away from my babies. They were young at the time. In a car where I was wasting more gas and, really making more money. So I was very conflicted. I said, I need to work, but all the odds are not in my favor to save. So all of the money that I'm earning is going towards something else. And so at the time I thought I was eating healthy, but I was gaining weight, so nothing was working. I wasn't taking the time to exercise. I wasn't, fostering my potential. So I was very stressed. And so in that time, I was going through a lot. I ended up doing a little bit more research as to why I wanted to go to grad school. And I told myself, I want to be a supervisor. I want to be a behavioral analyst. Okay, that is a wonderful, wonderful idea. I can still do that in the future. However, at that time, I told myself, maybe, just maybe, let me take my bachelor's degree, apply it to an assistant position, to a behavioral analyst, and let me weigh out the pros and the cons to see if that is in my favor for spending the extra $5,000 on that, or maybe going towards a different career. So I ended up looking for a health coach, because I felt like I needed focus. I felt like I needed time management. I felt like I needed a path with more structure and accountability. And so when I was looking for a health coach, I ended up coming across the health coach school. And I said, all right, this could be another opportunity for me. I could work in an insurance company. I can work for schools. I can work virtually for anybody as a health coach. I can work for gyms. I can work for nutrition nutrition clinics, I can work for chiropractic clinics, I can work with yoga studios, I can work for myself and still make the same amount of money as a behavioral analyst or assistant or more. And so with the same amount of money that it took for me to go to behavioral analyst assistant school, I was going to become a health coach instead, which also had the opportunity to become a life coach as well, a dual certificate that I did not have to continue reapplying for, taking the certifications for every year, spending my money on something that's going to help a board rather than myself. Now, boards are great. I absolutely love the boards, and getting certified. I was a behavioral therapist registered by the board and everything, and I loved it. I absolutely adored it. That's like my passion. I helped so many clients, progress in their stages and goals, and I learned a lot about myself and about how I parent and how not to parent, and I did. I absolutely loved the environment that I was working with, my employee, like my coworkers and my supervisors. I loved it. I would go back in a heartbeat. However, I'm able to apply all of what I learned as a behavioral therapist and what the behavioral analyst was teaching me with health coaching and life coaching. So I consider myself, after graduating, a behavioral mindset health and life coach, because that is my passion. Behavioral, anything with body language, anything that has to do with behavior, I'm obsessed. I'm like a nerd. That's my arena. Okay, so that being said, that's a little bit more my background. I told my husband I'm going to go to school. I'm going to find a profession that I can do for, if he let's say that his contract were to come up back to that, let's go ahead and reevaluate if we want to stay in, if we want to go out, get out. We could at that time, and all of our bills would be paid, and we'd be in good standing. So that was my plan. However, I was going to church and I was going to prayer group all in that same time where I had my nervous breakdown, and little by little I had to eliminate certain things in my life, and unfortunately those were the two things that I eliminated. And that is where I had my big aha moment, was when I said, you know what, something's got to change. Why am I going to get this grad education, and this education that's really, I'm going to be spending more money into it than receiving? So I said something's got to change. I need to figure something out. So that's why I went into health coaching. I could work from home, people. I am home right now. So yeah, I could do that and still help so many people. I could even work with kids. I love, the possibilities are endless. So anyway, I decided that because I didn't have time for my relationship with that which is greater, that I needed to shift something in my life, because something wasn't going well. And something had to go well in order for my family to be happy and for me to be happy. And so yeah, that's what happened.